So I rode to work the other day in summer weight sport gloves. And I know it's South Texas, but it was still in the low 40s coming and going. My hands did not get cold. And that is freaking awesome. So here's how I did it and how you too can make your bike look totally lame and stay warm in the winter. Okay, so seriously, I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt. The handguards are less than stylish, shall we say. But day to day, the added comfort, the ability to ride in lighter gloves, the just convenience of it makes it worthwhile as long as you're willing to deal with the style. If you have a Harley, if you have an ADV bike, like this works better. There are more stylish options for your rides. Particularly the larger Harleys have fairings that basically do this for you. So last year at this time and for the next couple months, I was regularly looking at heated gloves. What can I get to stay warm? Because it's not the ambient temperature. This is South Texas. I'm from the Northeast. This is not cold. But a 70-mile-an-hour wind chill, that's cold. Like it's just, you can't avoid it. It's cold. This year, I put these handguards on early. Last year, I got them in late January, and by the time I got them and had a decent day to put them on, it was already warming up, and I just said, nah, hell with it. But this year, I put them on before it got bad, and I am loving it. I have not gone shopping for heated gloves. I have not needed to, and here's why. You can take a look. This picture is my REV'IT Cassini H2Os. These are my cold, wet weather gloves. And this is after a ride to work in light rain. Nothing crazy. It wasn't pouring rain, but it was raining. And you can see that the area where my fingers are, the actual fingers on the gloves, mostly dry. The left-hand one, not as much, but that's mostly like water dripping down, and it's not as wet as it looks. That one, the handguard is sitting a little lower. I didn't have a good spot for it where I wanted it. There's too many things in the way. But the right-hand one sits up higher, and it works great. They both work. It's just not as visible on the left side. But in reality, I have not noticed a huge difference in temperature between the two. It seems to be doing more than enough to take care of it. And that's all I care about, right? It's not about staying dry so much as not having that direct wind. The glove is warm. The glove is just not warm enough for, upper 30s, lower 40s plus a wind chill. I was originally concerned that the plastic wouldn't have enough structure. The bar that holds it doesn't go all the way over to your bar ends, and it's plastic. And the handguard itself, these are cheap MX ones. These aren't even nice MX ones. I was worried it would flex too much and get in the way of grabbing my levers. No issue. Even at 80 miles an hour, there's plenty of room. They do not flex in that far. It doesn't appear to flex much at all. I haven't noticed it moving. So that's pretty awesome. My windscreen, you can see it move a little bit in the wind. And it's tight. It's just there's a little flex to the whole thing. No issue on the handguard. So I'll link what I got below, but it's anything like it, you'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. If you're a sport bike rider doing 90, maybe, but it's probably not the best idea to be doing that in those conditions anyway. Overall, because here's where it really matters. They have made it so that I am way more comfortable riding in cold weather. They don't completely negate the cold, but it minimizes the discomfort, and it cuts the wind chill down enough that in my 20 or 30 minute commute, even in upper 30s, lower 40s, I don't get there with numb hands. I don't get there going, I should stop and let my fingers warm up so that I can work the levers properly. I can wear a lighter glove at a lower temperature. And to me, that's the bigger part. I can wear my RSR4s in the mid 40s and not be cold. Now, I can't wear them for 2 hours. I'm not going to go for a general ride, just a cruise with them, because the ambient temperature is eventually going to soak through. They're a thin, lightweight glove. They're a sport riding glove, not a cold weather glove. But then I can put on my Cassinis and be good for as long as I want and not worry about it. Now, obviously, if you're somewhere where the ambient temperature is, in single digits or negatives, different story. At some point, this whole thing, you got to have heated gloves and heated grips. But if you're just, her two wheels in Ohio, there are days where it's 40s and 50s. The sun comes out, you got a warm front coming through. The ability to ride comfortably for longer without having to be, bundled up completely is awesome. Putting something like this on might be all the difference. You might get, 3 or 4 days a month instead of maybe one, right? That's awesome. If that day coincides with your weekend, instead of being, oh, well, it's still 40, I'll pass. You get to go. You get to go ride. Why not? So, other than that, I like the fact that it lets me rotate my gloves more. I'm not just wearing the Cassinis when it's colder. If it's not wet, I can wear the RSR 4s. I can wear something else. I don't have another pair of non-mesh gloves. It's my Cassinis or the RSRs. But, it gives me options. And that reduces the wear and tear on a particular pair of gloves. You're not wearing one pair of gloves for months at a time. I have put 10,000 miles on this bike in the past year. All my day-to-day riding gear has held up really well, but I don't want to abuse it. I would rather rotate the wear around and get more life out of things. But anyway, that is all I've got for you today. Hopefully this helps some folks enjoy riding a little later in the season, sneak in a few more days during the winter when it's not too brutal, and take care and enjoy the ride, guys. Stay on two wheels.